Welcome to the campus of Washington and Lee University. It's a clash between two longtime rivals tonight, the Roanoke College Maroons and the Washington and Lee Generals, inside Whole Camp Gymnasium and the Dutchess-Watt Athletic and Recreation Center. It's the last home game for the Washington and Lee men's basketball team before the conclusion of the fall term, so a good crowd expected here in the Valley of Virginia. Jack Hunter here on the Washington and Lee Sports Network, joined alongside by my partner, Andrew Arnold. And Andrew, the Generals coming off of a disappointing loss over the weekend, a valiant effort, though, versus the number 8 team and the defending national champions, the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets, and it's another example of a first half that buried them. Two longtime rivals for the 140th career time dating back to 1911, and we're underway. The Roanoke College Maroons and the black away jerseys have first possession going from left to right. Uedosimwan drives, right hand off the glass.
Yeah, too easy there for the Maroons. Wide open right wing. Easy lane for him to drive into.
Uedosimwan, a third-team All-ODAC selection last year. Put up double figures in all 4 of his seasons at Roanoke College.
General's going to have to reverse the ball quickly here.
DeCibio from the right wing. The rim's off, Roanoke out and running. Rohan will slow things down. Morgan tries his luck. It hits off the back iron right to Rohan. And the Maroons have their first offensive rebound of the night. Uedosimwan driving baseline, cut off by Manigault. Now circling to Green. Green off one leg, pure.
And regardless, if you're the Generals, those are the shots you're going to give up. One-footed step-out looks not something that's going to be made too often.
Manigault finding Lewis. Thinks about the three. He's been good from there this year, shooting it at a 50% clip. DeCibio gets inside, off the glass, too strong. Popped high in the air before Morgan brings it down.
Not going to get too many looks inside the paint. Going to have to finish those.
And DeCibio able to get back to knock it through the baseline out of bounds. So a quick 4-0 Roanoke lead. Two teams that are going to play fast. Kind of a common thing in the conference.
And you'll notice on the inbound there, the Generals happy to get up to the corner, trying to set that trap.
Now Morgan finds Draper, working one-on-one in the short corner. He fires and nails it right over Jack Lewis for 2. 6-0 Roanoke lead to begin this ball game. Generals right back up the floor, wearing the white jerseys with the blue numbers. DeCibio back to D'Entremont, top of the key. Generals trying to get into rhythm offensively as Manigault tries to get downhill, and it's blocked by Rohan.
Going to be tough to drive when you always have that help defense down below in that Roanoke defense.
The Generals are going to have to make their three-pointers tonight. Roanoke, a team that's very solid two-point defense, as Draper almost gets a friendly bounce, but it trickles off the iron. Roanoke getting back on defense as Wise trying to get it to D'Entremont, and he gets it to him up high at the top of the key. 12 on the shot clock for Jack Lewis. He has a step, a tough take with his right hand, but he's fouled by Uedosimwan.
That was a good job by the Generals, able to reverse the ball, just keeping the defense all the way on the left side of the court. Jack Lewis with a strong right hand to draw the foul.
And 3 guys sit at the scorer's table as Jack Lewis from the free throw stripe this season, as he cans the first, now 18 for 19, 95% or about from the free throw line. And that's been a team-wide trend this year. The Generals were one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the conference last year, in the low 60s, and they've already increased that this year by over 10%.
And you talk about the shooting of Jack Lewis. You mentioned earlier, 50% from 3. While it is still early in the season, 13 of 26. It's a good amount of attempted threes to be shooting 50% from.
Justin Kuthin checks in, a 6'6" junior from Denver. If the Yodek had a 6th Man of the Year award. I think he'd be probably receiving a unanimous selection. And Drew Harrell checks in for the Generals as well. But Kuthin is first in the conference in field goal percentage. A blazing 79.2% clip as a foul on the floor as Colin Ryan fresh into the game against Kuthin. Kuthin, a big guy, 6'6", double figures every game this year, and plays starter minutes, but just comes off the bench about 3 minutes into action. Same plan here tonight. Draper makes a strange pass, but Morgan able to save it. Now Morgan, an open three, goes long, and Drew Harrell gliding down the court. Generals looking to get a quick post touch, but it's deflected and taken away. On the other end, Draper drives right into Ryan, and it's going the other way. An offensive foul on the senior. So Draper going right into the chest of the first-year Colin Ryan, standing at 6'4" from Richmond, Virginia.
And although Drew Harrell turned it over, we did see another way the Generals can start beating this defense is just getting out in transition and not letting the defense get set. The Generals can run and get to their spots before this defense is ready. Could start to get some more open looks.
And the Generals are going to have to get some post touches tonight. Obviously, they want to play a little more inside out. And a good way to do that is to get up and down the floor as Ryan. It's out to Wise, an open left wing three is offline. And skying to grab the rebound is Draper. Dawson down to Kuthin. And you can see why he shoots at the clip he does. Too easy for the junior. Wise on the other end. Ball goes through his legs and it's on the floor. Roanoke's got it and they're looking to push. Dawson pump fakes. Now they're switching the floor, and a foul on the floor on Ryan, and Kuthin's already giving the Generals a little bit of trouble, Andrew.
Yeah, Generals really need to not let Kuthin establish that inside position. We've already seen him get that really easy layup off it. He was about to have it there despite the foul.
Kuthin was the MVP of the Frankie Allen tournament earlier in the year for Roanoke. Put up 14.7 rebounds and then 13 points and 7 rebounds and 2 big wins for the Maroons. And when you think about Roanoke basketball as they turn the ball over, you think about big and physical play, and he's the embodiment of that for head coach Clay Nunley's squad.
Yeah, and you can already see Roanoke, just a very disciplined team, both on defense and offense. Not a team you're probably going to see turn the ball over too much. Very careful with their passes and movement.
Roanoke is 0.1 away from having the least amount of turnovers in the conference. They're only averaging about 11 turnovers a game.
And like you talked about a little bit, Jack, the Generals are going to need to find a way to get the ball into the post, especially that high post there. That can really start to compress the defense, and then they can kick it out for those open threes. But so far, the Maroons doing a good job of cutting off those kind of passing lanes into the post, creating a lot of trouble for the fluidity of this Generals offense.
And Brandon Ellington will check into the game. And it'll be interesting to see what this Roanoke rotation looks like tonight, because 4 out of their 5 wins have really not been competitive games. They've been blowouts in favor of Roanoke. They played a deep bench, 9 guys or even 10, including Ellington, now in the rotation. So it'll be interesting to see whether that gets trimmed down as we get in the meat of conference play as Wise off on another 3.
And we're seeing the Generals trying to set a lot of ball screens. You're noticing the Maroons smartly playing up on those screens. They know what kind of shooting team the Generals are, just not giving them any space on the ball.
These teams met twice last year. The first one, WNL beat a ranked Roanoke team 77-57 as Shek Torre denying the ball from Kuthin in the post. Now Dawson. A 3-point look from the left wing is pure. Rosenthal, second in the conference in 3-point shooting. He shows it there.
Lewis is going to have to see when that double team's coming there. Drew Harrell was open.
Shek Torre on the other end, and that spins out. All Roanoke here early from Holcamp Gym. The pass a little too heavy for Kuthin to handle. It trickles out of bounds off the pass from McClary.
Yeah, it looked like the right look. Kuthin just not on the same page.
So the Generals scoreless in their last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 0 for 5 from the field during that run. We got a timeout here on the floor. Roanoke with an 11-2 start, and Andrew Roanoke's come out defensively, offensively, all sides of the ball, and they've showed why they were picked number 2 in the conference to begin the year.